Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. So those of you who have been following me for some time have probably, watched the unfolding catastrophe, which is my hair.
You may have noticed.
Wow! Can you tell me where the bed is? It's right here. Where? It's right here. Wait, let me check the bed. Don't need the bed.
I look like a fucking 12-year-old now.
Do you see Swiper? Where?
Bitch, is you blind?
And before y'all laugh at me, thinking that I did this to myself, no. What started it was my infant son ripped a chunk of hair out of my head. He thought it was the funniest game. And the hair didn't come out initially. I went with his hand and was able to release his grip, but it wasn't until I washed my hair that handfuls, 2 clumps came out directly from the front of my head. So I booked an appointment with a hairstylist to get my bangs fixed, and I explained the situation on the phone. And I thought that, it would be better to go to a professional than to deal with it myself. I tried to show the woman tons of reference pictures, just to give her an idea of what I was hoping to achieve, and I explained that I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, given that she wasn't getting an even canvas, that it was an uneven mess. But I also explained how my hair works, that I have a cowlick right here, and that's also where he had cut the hair off. Ripped the hair out. And this is no improvement. I think the best thing I can do is clip it and put on a toque. Right on time for summer. This is why I don't like going to get my hair cut.
So it's been a few months. I've been making slight trims to it myself, and I went to a stylist today who kind of fixed the sides. So we've got something that we can work with now. I'm not going to shave it off. But I've decided I want to have some fun with it, and we're going to bleach it. Maybe I'll wind up on Brad Mondo's channel, who knows. So I have some high-risk damage hair. This area has been bleached quite a few times and it could snap off. And I don't want to lose these parts, so I'm going to have to be careful. And I'm going to saturate them with oil and conditioner so that the bleach doesn't fry them right off. I'm going in with a 10 ball, and we're going to go nice and slow on the back and the ends that I do decide to color. And then any front pieces we will level up to a 20 vol. I'm going to be using foils, and I'll show all the products that I'm going with in a bit. And let's hope I don't fry my hair off. I've done this multiple times before, and I've bleached my daughter's hair very well, but my own hair, because I can't see the back, is usually a bit of a shit show. So I've got 2 mirrors, one behind me and one in front of me, and I'll be filming too. So hopefully I can see what I'm doing. Oh, and I haven't decided if I'm just doing some color blocking money pieces in the front, or if I'm going full blonde. I really haven't decided yet. But yeah, maybe I'll wind up on Brad Mondo's channel, who knows. So I'm just coating these hairs in this stuff. How do hairdressers do this? So I have sectioned my hair off. There's not a lot at the back. And I've put oil and conditioner in my danger pieces. Just this stuff. Hopefully it does the trick. It's coating it in oil and conditioner. Hopefully the bleach won't affect and burn these pieces directly off. So my initial plan is to do some money pieces, blocking, whatever you want to call it, maybe the bangs. And if I'm feeling bold, I might keep going and do some more pieces. We'll see. Gonna mix small bowls of bleach, and hopefully this works itself out. Yeah, bleach, sure. Couldn't find the one I usually do, but this will work, I guess. Now time to mix up product. I'm honestly kind of nervous. But I've been hating my hair so long that it's like, what do I really have to lose? Man, these pieces are really light too. You almost see like some green pieces in there. Yeah, when I was the lavender color, which was washed out from blue and purple and pink, I just slapped a level 7 chestnut neutral over it and kind of made it green, which I haven't been crazy about. How do stylists do this, where they get these individual highlights out of the hair? I can't seem to do it.
My eyesight is not that great. I super struggled trying to pick these highlights out of my hair. Eventually I gave up trying to pick them out and just started coating pieces with oil and conditioner.
So for the first bowl, I'm going to be mixing up Prism lights with 10 ball and then this bond booster to try and protect my hair a little bit. I'm really trying not to go bald today, so we'll see. Just doing 1 scoop of bleach. Two parts developer.
Any cat parent would know what it's like trying to do a project and your cats need to get involved in anything you're doing, and I didn't want the poor boys inhaling bleach and developer fumes.
So I've mixed this to a Greek yogurt consistency. I'm not even wearing gloves yet. Haha. Dummy. Where'd my bag go? Everything's always a disaster when you have cats and kids. Why are you guys involved in this?
So honestly, trying to set myself up in a space where I could look in some mirrors and film this experience made it a little harder than it needed to be. I apologize for the shoddy camera work at times. You can't really see everything that I'm doing, or sometimes I lean completely out of view of the lens. This is honestly my first time trying to film myself. And I got bleach in my eye like some sort of amateur noob. You're not supposed to get bleach in your eye. Man, did that burn. You could go blind. Please be careful. If you're going to be a fool like me and go at this, try to be careful, protect your skin. I actually got a rash on my forehead from allowing so much bleach just sit and irritate my skin. And yeah, that was stupid. I did wipe it off, but there was just a constant mess being made. And yeah, my application is something to never write home about on myself. My daughter's hair, I bleached it, and it did pretty good for an amateur or not a professional, I guess. But yeah, doing it on myself is so tricky, especially trying to coordinate in a mirror, or a mirror behind your head, or a camera lens. So eventually I took this to the bathroom, and then I actually got my daughter to help paint the backside of my head because I couldn't see.
Okay, I got the front pieces done, but I know that my roots are probably gonna look like shit. I still have a little bit of bleach left.
Another thing, I was only mixing 1 scoop of bleach in my bowl at a time with the 10 ball developer because I didn't want to have too much bleach made, sitting out, becoming weak and ineffective. So I just did 1 bowl at a time. I ended up doing 2 bowls, which is more, which 2 scoops, which was a lot more bleach than I ended up needing, which is why you'll see the final result. There's way more chunks of blonde hair than I initially had planned on doing. And I guess I just got carried away because I was like, I gotta use this bleach that I made. I can't waste it. Ugh.
Okay, well, apparently I've been filming for half an hour, but this is a 10 volume, so it's gonna be a slow lift. Everything's covered in bleach. My hands, my combs, my face, my head burns. Good old times.
As I look back on this now, I realize this was foolish of me. I was just taking random sections of hair and painting them. And I thought it was going to look okay, but it ends up being really disconnected later on. The various chunks of blonde under the tops of brown that I left unbleached. There was really no rhyme or reason after a while to what I started bleaching. Kind of a waste, but you'll see in the final result.
Knowing me, it'd be like, maybe I'll just do a muddy piece. And then by the end of the thing, the whole fucking head is blonde. I don't know, sometimes blonde hair just looks so pretty. And I don't feel pretty as this like greeny, washed out brown color. So, not my favorite. It's usually black or blonde or bust in colors. Alright, so this is my consistency of bleach. Okay.
So saturation of the hair consistently is super important if you do want an even non-patchy lift. My application was absolute ass, but I did try to ensure that I was going over the pieces and making sure that they were very heavily saturated all over the hairs.
I don't know if I should continue or just leave it be, but I mixed up this whole new bowl of bleach. So I guess I should just probably keep going then. I didn't need a whole new bowl of bleach, but I made it.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, because I had made extra bleach than I needed, I just went over the hair strands, started taking pieces, painting them, grabbing old pieces, making sure that they were evenly coated and heavily saturated. I do think I went a little overboard just grabbing pieces of hair, especially at the back and painting. I don't think I needed to do that. I really love the look of hand-painted highlights that are ribboning through the hair. And I was just hoping to achieve that in my own hair, but it's really difficult when you cannot see what your application looks like at the back of your head. So I highly recommend doing this with someone who can help you if you're trying to evenly cover all of your head and not just the front that you can see.
That is all the bottom layer sections, whatever you want to call it, of my hair. Alright, it's been 40 minutes, but because this is a 10 ball and my hair is like a natural level 4 or 5, I'm not too sure. It's gonna take some time, but the bottom pieces have been lightened before, so I'm really hoping that they don't snap off. And yeah, then if this doesn't look like complete ass, we can go on with the toner. But if it looks like complete ass, I'll probably have to re-bleach my whole head again and just do the whole thing uniform as blonde, not just these money pieces. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go wash some bleach off me, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
So working in the bathroom was actually a lot easier. I could stand up and look in the mirror, and there was a lot better lighting. And so, yeah, trying to work in the other room was dumb. I should have just done it in the bathroom the entire time. I probably would have had a better result, to be honest, but that's my mistake. Yeah, I was just checking my foils at this point, and I noticed that I had missed a lot of spots. There were some dark, peppery chunks close to my ears and under some other pieces when I moved the foils around. So as you can see how the back of my head turned out, I was going to need some help. I did the best I could with a mirror in hand, but eventually I got my daughter to come give me a hand. But I have to keep my expectations reasonable because she is 13 years old and has never done that in her life. So yeah, it's good to have people in your life who are willing to help you with this kind of task if you insist on being a DIYer like myself. At this point, I had leveled up my mixture with a 20 ball, and I was going in and hitting all the spots that I missed and dragging out the old bleach and recoating with the new mixture of bleach with the 20 ball. Hopefully that was going to kick out any remaining brass or dark spots that I missed while catching up roots and new pieces of hair with the old pieces that I've been processing the whole time with the 10 ball, if that makes any sense. And there's my sweet little girl coming in to help as best she could. I don't even know why I insisted on doing a chunk at the back of my head. I'm probably just gonna recolor it brown at the end of the day, but I was hoping for some highlights underneath that I could color for some nice little color block pieces. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly, but yeah.
So I just went to the bathroom and touched up the areas that I couldn't see so good. Well, like under there. I tried to get a decent line going around my head. It's kind of a gong show. It's not even at all. Well, why don't we head back in there and touch it up, shall we? Tinfoil head! So the only hair I didn't touch yet is the quadrant up here. And I'll decide after the fact if I want to bother with that. So we're going to give it another, 35-40 minutes, and then I'm going to take the foils out, comb through the hair and make sure that there are no dark spots that I missed. Make sure that it looks okay. I'm hoping it will have lifted at least to an even level 8 or 9. After that's done, we will look at either applying the toner, or if I'm just going to say screw it and bleach the whole thing blonde. So we'll see you guys in a little while. Hopefully my hair doesn't fry all off. Okay, now we wait. See you in a bit. So about 20 more minutes on the timer. 10, but I'm going to give it another 20. And I'm looking forward to the toning process. So before everyone flips out, it's not T18. I really like T14's results, and the lady at Wella suggested it. And yeah, I used it once before. I used the T14 first and then the T18 later, and I actually liked the T14. It was good. And it says on the back to use it with 20 ball for extra lightening, I guess. So I got that. I think we'll do half a bottle for round 1. And if I'm not satisfied with those results, we have this one with 10 ball. And then the creme de la creme for when the process is all finished. I love this stuff. I wanted to get it in brown, but Sally's in my city didn't have it. So yeah. Gotta go with the clear gloss if you can't find the color you want. But I highly recommend the blue and the purple. Fantastic. I used the pink one too, actually. The pink one was really good. They're all amazing. I want more Brad Mondo products in Canada Sally's, if at all possible, Brad. Make it happen. Very, very limited options of what you have in stores for this stuff. And then online, for Canada, you're often sold out. So come on, bud. What's going on? So some things that I know I've done wrong today.
Technically, you're not supposed to mix developers with different lines of bleach. People are going to say you shouldn't have gone straight to your roots, and I got it all over my face, in my eye, and didn't wear gloves for a bit, so that's where I kind of failed. But I'm hoping that using a 10 ball with the foils, it'll balance out doing the roots at the same time as the mids and ends. Because the scalp from the head is hot, but the rest of the hair being in foils, hopefully it evens itself out. And we're going for a low, slow, gentle lift, not a 30 vol fucking fry. Done that one too many times before. So anyway, I'll let you guys know how this turns out once it's finished. Okay, it's time for the grand reveal.
So checking the lift, the Eero pink still stained.
It's orange. That was the parts that had pink. Eero pink. And it's still stained orange.
There was a lady at Sally's who was looking for pink semi-permanents for her daughter, and I turned around and showed her the Eero pink and said, for a semi-permanent, this stuff works. If you want pink hair, this stuff will stain your hair pink. It's gotten great reviews for those who want pink and negative reviews for people who wanted to pink out.
Because my scalp is burning. Time for the grand reveal.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah.
I still got hot roots with yellow and orange. So I did a pre-tone in the shower with this blue shampoo that I have. And I was thinking you could probably pre-tone with all sorts of things. Bond Bar makes some purple stuff. Last time's Lime Crime. So I got all these random purple and Colorista. So if I didn't have toner, I would probably just use the semi-permanent conditioners diluted. What do you guys think of that lift? My roots are pretty hot, but I think overall for putting them all at the same time, it's not too bad. I'm gonna towel dry the hair and mix up the toners.
If anyone can guess which of my favorite recappers I was watching while doing this process, I'll do a special shout out in the video.
Okay, the toner's in. Man, does everything always have to fall down all the time? Alright, so the only thing I'm worried about now is that I may have gotten some toner at the top of my head where the hair is brown. We don't want that, because 20 volume developer will lighten the unlightened hair and make it orange. So the T14 is doing its thing, and it's making my hair quite gray. Quite gray and purpley, but mostly gray, very ashy. So I'm just combing it all through and making sure I didn't miss any blonde spots. But the problem is I've totally overlapped and pulled in brown hair. So we may have some unintended lowlights in orange. The good news is I do have one more toner, and I didn't use all the T14, so if I have to, I can do another round. But we gotta give this to about 15-20 minutes. Up to 30 minutes, yeah. And I'll see you guys when it's all rinsed out. Here, I'll try to go where there's some light. You can see how that's light, how that's neutralized quite a bit. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't look like shit.
And I will see you guys later. Peace. Looking pretty ashy in the phone. Looking real silver. Nice. But I think I accidentally got my hairs up there. Okay, let's rinse it. I accidentally lightened my roots a little bit. Hopefully it's not so obvious when it's dry. I don't know. We'll see how it looks when it's dry. I am debating turning the whole thing blonde, or I can always fix the roots with that. So I'll give it a day or two and see how I feel. And I'll show you guys how this looks when it's dry. Well, it's the next day. This is the results. So going into some natural daylight, you can see I kind of accidentally tinted my roots with the 20 ball. So I'm gonna have to either bleach this or go back over it with the dark brown. I haven't decided yet. And then this is in the natural light, it's not too bad, I guess, but I don't know if it was the T14 or the blue shampoo, but to me, the blonde seems a little green. And so in order to counteract that, I'm going to pre-tone it once again with a little bit of this, diluted. And hopefully that helps take out the green tint a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't stain my hair completely pink, but even if it does, I'd rather that than green, blonde. Here is how it looks in the bathroom. So I got kind of like a calico cat stripe situation going on. And I'm not quite sure how that lilac lavender toner is if it's gonna cover all of it. So yeah, we're gonna pre-tone with the pink conditioner, dilute it, and hopefully this doesn't stain my hair too much. I'll see you in a minute.
You know, as soon as I started putting the pink conditioner in my freshly blonde hair and it was giving it this soft pearlescent iridescent shimmer, I super regretted not getting a rose gold pink toner at Sally's. When I was looking at toners, the workers went out of their way to suggest, what do you guys think? T14 and T18.
It's already tinting the hair. It's actually what I was hoping for. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's giving it like a pearlescent shimmer with the pink. That's so what I wanted. I almost bought a rose gold toner, but I was like, I don't want to buy too many toners before I've actually achieved anything. So I'm really happy that I'm pulling it off with the conditioner. The problem is it might just all rinse off when I rinse my hair. So we'll see how that goes. There's still some parts that are pretty yellow. Pigment wasn't quite strong enough. But like I said, this is just meant to be a pre-tone before I do the lavender toner. I'll see you guys in a little while. So this is the result after using the pink conditioner. It gave it a bit of a pearlescent, rosy, warm sheen to it. Man, even after the Brad Mondo treatment, it's still a little crispy. Yeah, the real flaws are how I accidentally stained my roots with the developer. So I don't know if this is going to neutralize that, but I want to put it over this. The problem is my scalp is killing me, so I'm gonna have to wait for now. And what I'm considering doing is either putting the toner over all of my hair and hopefully it fixes the imperfections, or
If that doesn't work, I can always go back over the brown parts with this. So, wish me luck. I'll show you that process when it's time. Thank you.
Couldn't retrieve the toning footage.
So this is the final result after using the toner and a color depositing mask. I'm aware it is super patchy and uneven, and on camera it's okay, but in real life there's quite a blue tint to it. On camera it looks good and purple, but in real life it's coming out a lot more blue. So I still have half a bottle of toner. I could try to do another application, but my head and scalp are killing me. So I am going to take a break and leave my head alone for a little while. I might do the brown application at the back to touch it up. I might go get the Brad Mondo purple or blue matte depositing mask and dilute it. So yeah, but this is it for now because my head's killing me. And shout out to the hairdresser that gave me a dusting and fixed up my bangs. I'm super happy with the results. Yeah, so hopefully we can have a good summer now with no hair, hat, and toque insecurity drama.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye.
Done.